right center. That ball is gone into Monument Park.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 16th episode of the Monument Park podcast. As always, I'm Cole Weintraub, and that's Luke Pravacci. We last spoke on July 31st, the day after the Rizzo and Gallo debuts, and tons has happened since. We're here to talk about all the games, all of this COVID bogus, our current reliever trust tree, and preview the huge upcoming series against the Chicago White Sox, including the Field of Dreams game. Luke, first off, how was your 19th birthday? I know it's today. How you doing?
Appreciate it. My 19th was good. Got to see a Yankee win. We've been seeing a lot of those lately, which has been good. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just pretty much locking in on this big series coming up. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Our season was kind of in a weird spot our last episode because we had just traded for Gallo and Rizzo and we didn't really know what to think. And then we went on a tear and now we're sitting a couple games out of a playoff spot and the race is tightening up with the Red Sox and everything. So it's a much different feel than the last episode. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm not sure how I would feel about a Red Sox one-game playoff because, it probably wouldn't be in New York.
Bucky Dent,
but I don't know. I think my stress levels would be through the roof.
That would be awesome. I don't even care. I want that. I don't even care. That'd be so cool.
And we'd have to get a live game reaction.
Unless we lose, I'd go into hibernation until Christmas if we lost. But
I mean, we know who would be at our door greeting us post Yankee Red Sox loss.
Maybe I don't want that, actually, now that I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's probably not what we want. So, I mean, we flash it back. Marlins game 2.
Forever ago.
This is like the beginning of all these Yankee injuries. So Domingo Germán, his last start, which is like so long ago, before this Marlins start, was the Red Sox start. Had the 7-8 inning no-hitter going.
Forgot about that.
Gets pulled. Terrible loss. So he goes into his next start, goes 4 innings, 2 earned runs, and gets pulled. Gio Urshela came in to pinch hit, ended up not getting the hit that we needed, but we did get a pass ball, did score the run, which helped. But Germán gets pulled out after 4. I'm wondering maybe they just thought that run was super important. You are playing the Marlins. Actually, turned out that Domingo Germán had an injury. I believe it was his shoulder.
I think it was just fatigue.
And what happened after Corey Kluber threw his no-hitter? He got hurt in his next start. So I'm not saying, Domingo Germán threw a no-hitter, but, the guy got hurt one start post throwing all those pitches. So it is annoying losing an arm like Germán who can eat up innings, who's, reliable to some measure, but, is what it is. The pen did great. Litke, Holmes, Green, Loaisiga. Rizzo hit 2 hits, home run, 3 runs scored. Just awesome.
He provided a spark. He just provided a spark, to be honest, from day one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, just stepped in and did his job. And it just kept going. It just kept going because the guy just settled right in. And it was like everybody was just radiating in the clubhouse, on the field. Picked up so many W's. Gary and Rugi both had good games. Take the next game too. I mean,
huge. Yeah, it's just ever since he came over, it never felt like we were one piece away this whole year, and it still doesn't feel like they're a complete team by any stretch because the offense is still very inconsistent and the bullpen has its days. But just adding that presence to the top of the lineup and the lefty bat and the clubhouse guy and everything, it filled more holes for us than I expected. So I'm very grateful for that. And we saw it in game 3 because it was kind of one of those games like the getaway game 3s that we weren't really winning throughout the year. Monty did all right, 5 innings, 1 run, which is actually not all right.
All right.
It didn't feel all right though because we were losing, but I mean, looking back on it, 5 innings, 1 run, there's not too much more you can ask for. And then the rally with the Gardy single and then Stan hit one in the 5-6 hole and the third baseman threw it away, thank God. And Brett got to third because the offense was shut down all day. But then we get to second and third, 1 out against a high leverage reliever. And those are the spots where we had not come through all year. and in comes Rizzo. He chokes up and hits an opposite field single to tie the game at 1. And when one guy starts hitting, every guy starts hitting. And Judge, who's been bad in these types of situations, follows it up with an RBI single. I believe DJ got thrown out at third, or maybe it was Garner.
And he looks safe.
They look safe. Then we got the run-ins. I wasn't too worried about that. I wasn't expecting too many more hits with runners in scoring position in that inning, to be honest. But I don't know. It got limited to 2-1, and then Britton got into and out of trouble. And then Glaber singled, and then Jazz Chisholm just forgot how to play baseball. I don't know what.
Buddy hit the deck.
I don't know what happened. The ball he fell, he threw it away. Glaber somehow scored.
He looked like Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
It was insane. I think Glaber was running on the play, but still, it was insane. But yeah, huge insurance run. Chabby came in, attacked the hitters, got the gutsy win. But it pretty much all started with Rizzo getting that tying hit, sparked the offense, and then you start doing what we were doing after the All-Star break. We started stealing bases, Glaber stealing, put a ball in play. Things happen. Chisholm threw a ball away, insurance run. That's all you need for a win sometimes. And it was gave us a lot of momentum going into Baltimore, who I thought we were going to sweep. But
yeah, I mean, when you put the ball in play, you're gonna, put pressure on the other team. And I think that's something that has gotten away from the game of baseball. You see a lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts, just putting the ball in play. Like, I'd rather go down if we're going to get locked down, I'd rather us put the ball in play than strike out 14 times last night against the Royals. Like, I mean, we did score a bunch of runs, but at least put the ball in play, because some teams are not good defensively. We are not a good defensive team for the most part. Some guys are adequate. Some guys are really good. Gallo, Judge, Rizzo, but there are some holes. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to put the ball in play, because the other team might screw up. Jazz Chisholm screwed up. So, I mean, that's kind of my stance on it. I hate the strikeouts. That's why I wasn't big on the Joey Gallo, because Joey Gallo doesn't put the ball in play. I mean, sure, the guy's in a 3-2 count every single time, but he's just not putting the ball in play unless, he's not really doing that. So
if it wasn't for that Mariners home run, how do you think we'd be talking about Joey Gallo right now? Bad.
I mean, I would be talking about Joey Gallo even with the home run, but we're still winning.
Yeah, true. Winning has to help. He works counts, but it's a.
I'm sorry. He's not good.
It's a strikeout, a walk, or a home run literally 90 to 95% of the time.
And his on-base percentage is under 300 so far with the Yankees. So, I mean, there's that career high on-base percentage, the 335 on-base guy who had a 385 on-base percentage this year. I was telling you guys, it's just not sustainable. It's not going to stay that way.
Career year.
I mean, it's career year. Guys hitting 215, career year. Whoop-de freaking do. I could go and have a career year in the big leagues and hit 215. Come on now.
As long as we're winning, but dude, it needs to turn around with that.
I mean, and then we watch this game together, get a little pizza going. We just think it's just the O's. It doesn't matter who's pitching for us. It's the O's. Well, it did matter who was pitching for us, as Andrew Heaney was, looking like Pete Alonso's batting practice pitcher and home run derby night, because he was just serving them babies up on a silver platter. And it was very annoying. It did not look good. So it is what it is. We lost game 1. Don't have to go too far.
That was the reverse. Everything I just said about Anthony Rizzo, Heaney came in and gave the absolute opposite effect on the team. Sucked every ounce of life out of them. First inning on, the game was done. They didn't even come close to hitting Lopez, and he had a 6 ERA. It was the worst pitcher in baseball. It's like a dead team, and it was because of Heaney. I'm not gonna get on like that. He stepped up in that next start, but dude, that was awful. There's no other way to say it. I've never seen a less inspired group of guys than I did that night.
I mean, then there was the cat on the field.
The most elusive cat I've ever seen in my
In the
life.
league.
He was out there for 15 minutes. It felt like he was
they did not.
everybody.
If that cat never ran away, that cat was just going to keep running around, and maybe that would have been a good thing. Maybe they would have just canceled.
The most entertaining part of my night.
I mean, it was just
totally
that
honest.
was it. Except for the $1 pizzas.
That was crazy. We finessed DoorDash.
We finessed Uber Eats.
Yeah, no, we absolutely did. And then you flip it to Luis. Okay, is it Hill or Heel? Heel? I've heard it's Hill.
Well, that's because
it might be
Hill. It's heel, like as
all
in
right,
heel,
we'll
Achilles heel.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay, so we'll go with Heel. He gave the Anthony Rizzo effect.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened? What happened that led to this? Garrett Cole's supposed to start this game.
Oh, yeah,
Garrett Cole hits the COVID IL. Then we find out that Jordan Montgomery hits the COVID IL,
brutal.
And you're not feeling good about this.
No.
Herman just got hurt. That's 3 guys in the rotation. Don't have Kluber still don't have Severino. So
is JMO, and then
like we have broken glass in our hands, and we're trying to turn it into
coming off Andrew Heaney's display the night before. I was like, dude, what's gonna happen here?
He went from being our depth piece to being our like third starter in a matter of 48 hours.
He comes in just swaggy, chain popping, throwing strikes, and he throws 6 innings shutout ball.
It is against the Orioles, but
like they're still a major league team. Like Andrew Heaney got hit around the yard the night before, and then he comes in and shuts him down. And then wow, what happens? Everybody hits except for Gallo, obviously. We had 7 guys with RBIs. Glaber, DJ, Rizzo, Stanton, Gary, and Wade all had RBI hits, and then Stanton and Judge had home runs. Awesome.
All meaningless. Both meaningless.
No, the Stanton one was good. 5-1 to 8-1. That meant we could put in Riddings and Kerner and not waste the pen. And Riddings, that was cool. He was throwing very hard.
Yeah, it's like this is the problem with doing podcasts so far out. It's because we talk about how Anthony Rizzo this, Anthony Rizzo that, but it always has a bad ending because Anthony Rizzo is not on the team right now.
Same thing with
we're talking about Steven Riddings
yesterday,
who just stunk yesterday. It's like we can't like put something together and like talk all positive about it because that's not how this year is going. Nothing just stays, afloat. It always has to go down.
So I kind of disagree because a lot of pitchers have had meltdown outliers this year. Obviously, Chapman's had his thing. That's not an outlier. He's a mess. But Loizaga's come in and stunk. Abreu's came in, looked terrible, and then looked good. JMO, bad to worse. It's just everything fluctuates so differently throughout the year.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, I think that's a good thing. Like we come in and you get to see our emotions when this was happening and then when something completely different was happening. And I think that.
Well, yeah, that's why we need multiple episodes because there has to be a difference because we're coming in talking about how Steven Riddings is a beast. But we know what happens in the end because like
I still
think pitch bad. If we had multiple episodes where we're talking about Steven Riddings is a beast, Steven Riddings this, Steven Riddings that.
And we look stupid
and then we come in the
next a punt away and lets up 3 runs.
That's what you just got to do with a podcast, man. You got to have takes. So, maybe that's a change for the future.
It should. We'll be in the same.
It's just I don't know. Just knowing what happens in the end after a 10-day stretch.
I mean, if it wasn't for yesterday, Riddings would be like 3rd on my trust tree.
It's true.
I'm not even kidding. He had a bad outing. Like, what are you going to do?
And it was against the team that released him, too.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe just couldn't hold up. But, yeah, great win against the O's is what it is. So you got to come into the series the next day and win. You have to. You have to win the series the next day. JMO didn't look too stupendous early. Gave up 2 runs in the first. Aaron Judge couldn't throw out a runner at home. Made me really upset, is what it is. He ended up getting someone later in the game. Cedric Mullins tried testing that hose, and the Orioles, got bid on. Did you see that tweet where it was like, you can't test Aaron Judge's arm or like Cedric Mullins can always beat out Aaron Judge's arm. And they tweeted something like that early in the game when Judge didn't throw him out at home, and then Judge threw him out on the double, and everyone was going all over the O's. I mean, the Orioles are just a meme.
Yeah, like
it's a total meme. Like, just stay off social media. Maybe they should just delete their social media.
Not even worth the time of day.
Just a thought. But yeah, settled right in. 6 1/3, 3 runs, 2 earned. I mean, this guy. See, J-Mo, here's a guy that we're talking about where he had a good outing, and then all of a sudden we know yesterday he did bad. No, he didn't do bad yesterday. He's stayed afloat. He's been good straight across, and we're just going to keep talking about it because we've been talking about it like last 3 episodes.
Cole.
Yeah, well, Luke's been telling me for weeks that I can't praise Jameson Taillon.
Because once you do, he's going to stink again. I'm convinced.
I praised him like the last 3 episodes.
All right.
On the broadcast, they're talking about how great he's been, and I'm not even bothered by it anymore. Maybe like 3 starts ago, maybe, because like he still hasn't done it long enough. But now is the real deal. This guy's different.
He's sub 4.
He's different.
Don't tell me he's sub 4.
He's 3.82. He's 3.82, bro. This guy's ERA has dropped under almost 2 runs since that Philadelphia start. 2 runs.
My
changed man, Jameson Taillon. How do you do? Come on.
That's crazy. Hyped for him. Because I think that might have been the first time we saw him do bad out the gate and then fix it. I feel like sometimes he'd start good and then kind of tail off. And then sometimes he'd do bad at first and couldn't get it back. So that was very nice to see where he didn't have it and then he had it.
Because he just adjusted. I mean, he had to adjust. The thing that nobody's praising, well, people are praising, but not enough people are praising. Jameson Taillon had to reconstruct himself in the middle of the year. Guys work out all winter, all spring training to get to a spot where they want to be to go into the season. Jameson Taillon got into a spot that he thought he was good in, saw the results, they weren't good, so he had to make an adjustment, and he's changed everything. Everything. He used to be a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a curveball. Now he's fastball, curveball with crazy spin, change up. I think he mixes in a sinker.
He's doing all sorts of stuff up there.
He's just multi-dimensional. He used to be just 2-dimensional and so hittable and so easy to foul pitches off because you knew that either 1 or 2 was coming. So the guy, I mean, just props to him, man. He figured himself out and he got the job done. And coming from a pitcher, I mean, that's hard to do mid-season. It's just not very easy. I mean, mid-game maybe you could figure something out, but mid-season to change your whole entire season to completely turn the page, I mean, that's a great job. It's a great job, and I'm happy. I mean, we were talking about our rotation maybe a month ago, about next year's rotation about a month ago, and Jameson Taillon. We never even brought up Jameson Taillon in the top 5. We were thinking maybe like Sonny Gray bullpen treatment, or just ship him off for, Shed Long in the offseason. Like, it was just like we had zero expectations. We were kind of maybe you weren't done with J-Mo, but I was certainly done with J-Mo. And he's like the first Yankee. Sonny Gray didn't really have a turnaround. J-Mo had a turnaround, and I love to see it. And I'm glad he's going to be here next year.
It's promising. Got to see him keep doing it, but it is promising. And then, I mean, another guy. I mean, were we done with this game? I honestly forget where we left it off.
Well, I didn't really. I mean,
no, I was going to segue into Desi, but never mind. Keep going.
Harvey's pitching, and Harvey's got this 20-inning scoreless streak going, and I'm thinking either we're going to hit him hard, or we're not hitting him at all, because we didn't hit him at all earlier in the season, and it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
Anthony Rizzo's at-bat in the first inning was one of the best at-bats I've seen all year. I think it was like 14, 15 pitches, but he fouled off like 6 or 7 pitches in like the upper deck. This guy was hitting
leaves and bombs.
I sent out a tweet during the at-bat. I said, Rizzo's going to get to Harvey tonight. All he needed was another at-bat. He got the other at bat, and he took him deep. And I looked like a genius. Thank you, Tony. Just he's just a beast. They pulled Matt Harvey after like 3 or 4 innings because they knew we were on him. And when they pulled him out, I mean, we got to that bullpen, and I don't even know if I can name 3 guys in that bullpen if I really tried. And we did a job, and we just hit and hit and hit. Stan had a bloop single.
Double, actually.
Labor, yep, bloop double.
3 runs scored.
3 runs.
That was crazy.
Glaber had a hit, big hit. Loizaga double play in the 7th. Holmes and Abreu shut the door. I mean, won the series. Got to be happy after that first game, because it's like when you lose that first game of the season, it's so deflating, especially against the Orioles. We come off that sweep against the Marlins, and then Andrew Heaney gives up 4 home runs in the first 4 innings against the Baltimore Orioles.
Like 8 balls to the warning track.
It just felt like it was, and then Cole gets COVID, and then it's like the mood just completely just hits the floor, and then you get picked up by Heel, and then Jameson Taillon gives you a good start. It just all worked out, and I'm glad. I'm just glad it all worked out, and got to go play the M's. I mean, they're a tough team. They're right on us. I believe they were a game behind us in the wild card, and game and a half maybe, and we put them in their place.
Yes, sir, we did. And another guy who's kind of pitched his way into maybe a future with the team is Nestor, who had a gutsy 5 innings, 2 runs.
Not yesterday.
No, he battled yesterday.
He battled, but it's just another one of those examples where we talk about the player and then we got to talk him down.
I mean, we don't got to talk down. It was Salvi's day. If it wasn't Salvi's day, it would have been fine.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, I mean, he let up 2 runs in 5 innings, but he looked sharp. He looked really bad in the first inning, and I did not think it was going to be. And he did the same thing yesterday. I did not think it was going to be his day. I'm waiting for the Nestor implode game, and yesterday's not an implode game because stuff didn't go his way, but I'm waiting for like the 6 runs in 1 inning, and we're just like, put the bullpen hot, get Nick Nelson and Krisky double-barreled in the pen.
Double-barreled nails. But yeah, he has done that a couple times where he's like went just black and white, like
when he throws strikes, he's unhittable.
Hanging stuff, and then he comes out the second inning and he's like painting like mid-90s, low 90s, like wherever he wants. And it's like, oh, okay, he can do that. But what I really did like about this game was it was one of those games where we weren't doing what we need to do. Like we couldn't really score.
Yeah.
Like everything felt so difficult.
Jonathan Davis flying out to the track, like deepest part of the ballpark.
Stuff wasn't going our way, and we executed some good small ball with the Glaber sac fly,
that was the inning. That was the inning where we had second and third, nobody out, and we scored 1 run, and it was the sac fly. Oh, Bellinger just went deep
again.
Sorry, I'm watching the Philly game.
Such a freak.
Besides the point.
Yeah, I mean,
second and third, nobody out. Glaber hits a sac fly, and then Gallo doesn't tag up from second and go to third. So then we have Higashioka and Davis coming up, the next 2 hitters, and we're not scoring. So
I still don't know why Greg Allen isn't up instead of Jonathan Davis.
I mean, it wasn't a loophole necessarily. I know the short porch were portraying it as a loophole. I mean, Greg Allen was up as a COVID replacement, and they had the ability to send him down, and then they picked Jonathan Davis up off waivers. Jonathan Davis, as I remember, because I was big on Blue Jay prospects back a couple of years ago, and I remember Jonathan Davis, he was like, 5th or 6th in their organization, and he came up, didn't have a rough first year, but then he looked pretty good last year. Very fast, good defender.
Yeah, he has a good jump to the ball.
Yeah, good jump on the ball, and I remember he took us deep last year, so they definitely made a mental note of that if he was ever available, and he was available. And I feel like he's a young player with speed. Maybe they can get his bat going, and it would be an absolute.
type thing. I could see
Yeah,
that.
sure. Gio Urshela type thing. Although Gio Urshela had some time in the minors to kick it back up, Jonathan Davis is kind of like, I wouldn't say major league ready because he's really
Feels
not.
forced. It feels forced.
It feels
Like,
forced, but they just wanted to give him a shot, and I don't blame him. I mean,
I don't.
you gotta when you have a chance like that, you gotta do it. But I think the Jonathan Davis train has come to a sad ending, and Greg Allen should be back in the big leagues, and
I
it
mean,
should.
he was just producing. There's a
I
simple.
mean, he was doing more. Yeah,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
maybe not too much, but he was doing more.
And he's still.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with Gardner out in center though.
He's. I mean, what?
I mean, Gardner's just been much better.
What's going on?
You know what I just noticed? This guy pitching for the Phillies. Side note: this guy pitching for the Phillies. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm gonna try though. It's Lil Javera. It's 2 L's Obera. This guy gave up back-to-back home runs against the Mets in the 9th inning a couple days ago. Pitches yesterday, gives up a home run to Muncy. They throw him back out there tonight, and he gives up a home run to Bellinger. I mean, talk about Andrew Heaney throwing batting practice. I mean, this guy's just coming in and saying, "Here you go."
He needs to go back to AAA and just scrap everything.
Yeah, and here comes Pools. All right, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. It's late, so I'm just
It's very late, 11:30.
better get on it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, game one. Yeah. No, I mean, this just felt like a game we weren't supposed to win, and some small ball and good pitching kind of kept us in it. Except we let up a run to go down 3-2 going into the 7th, and Gallo comes up 2 on, 2 out. Couldn't really feel too confident. He hasn't really came through in a Yankee uniform yet.
Did you see Gardy talking to him prior to the at bat?
Coaching him up, and then he comes in and drops his shoulder down real low, like down here. I wish you had it back.
And hits it, and he kind of like jumps up.
And he like hitched it and hit it straight in the air, and you just look up, and it's just heading towards that porch, and it literally landed in the first row. Absolute porch job. Statcast said it was 347 feet. I would bet every dollar to my name that wasn't 347 feet.
I mean, that's just not.
That's just not true. It's not factually true. It was like 320 feet. It was so shallow, and it was such a Yankee Stadium home run, but we don't
care.
make the architecture. We don't build the stadium. It's fine.
It was built, I don't know, over 100 years ago. Sorry
about it. We're not sorry about Junior's Mr. November home run either.
No. Shout out Jeffrey Meyer.
Went out. I was just, God, it felt like I was thinking the same thing. It just felt like one of those games we weren't supposed to win, and things kind of just went our way.
Paul Sewald, who's been pretty much locked on all year, I mean, Joey Gallo, you just needed that. Not that he's done all that much since, but he definitely needed that moment just to, get back into the Bronx and hear that cheer, because Rizzo was getting all the cheers. Gallo was getting some cheers, but he wasn't getting quite the ovation. Did Pujols just take him deep? Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this guy's awful. This is crazy.
Okay. It wasn't a home run. It was a double.
This
guy stinks.
Gallo, yeah, like you said, Gallo just needs to keep doing that in big situations, and we'll all grow to love him quick. But he came through here and gave it to Britton, who got a big double play, and then Chapman came in and closed the door. Barely. He's a heart attack to watch.
Oh my God, the Haniger.
He hung a slider 2 on, 2 out.
Oh my God.
Hit it pretty much the wall, and Gallo caught it.
That would have broke my heart.
We could have lost this game like 6 different times.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
That's
how baseball goes.
Oh my God.
We're on the other side of that coin. So it's just
I could have a field day on Zach Britton right now. I could go off, but he did have a better outing today. I'll give him that.
Has he blown a game yet though? Like, I'm all right.
He did blow a game 2 nights ago. I don't know if you remember.
Who didn't blow that game?
That's true. I think it's the first time in the modern era where a team had 5 save situations, 4 blown saves and won that game.
My dad told me that this morning. He said it was 1901.
Yep. Yeah. In the modern era, yeah. And then I believe
that's 1900.
What was the game? Have we gotten there yet? The game where we had all these. Oh, okay. It's the next game.
Yeah, I was going to say you could just get into that now.
So speaking of the next game, this is the game where it was the first time in the modern era where a team won an extra innings game with no pitcher going more than 2 innings. So, I mean, this game was just weird, bowling alley, having a good time, checking the game out at the bowling alley, guys turning on the Mets game. They're going to lose anyway.
So do you want me to read you the list of pitchers before we do this?
Sure. Just read it off.
Wandy, 1 2/3, no runs. Riddings, 1 1/3, no runs, no hits. Jolie, 1 inning, no runs. Holmes, 1 1/3, 1 run. Litke, 1 1/3, no runs. Loizaga, 1 1/3, no runs. Britton, clean inning. Green, 1 unearned run. And then, the runner on second in the 10th. And then Abreu, 1 inning, no runs. That's 9 pitchers. We threw 9 pitchers and only gave up 2 runs.
Oh, the Jays just blew it open against the Angels.
That's awful. We can't catch a game on anybody today. Is what it is.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I mean, that's just baseball 2021. It's terrible. It's just not baseball to me. It just doesn't work. But I mean, it did work because we won the game. Down 1-0, bases loaded, no outs, scored 1 on a Judge sac fly, fell behind 2-1, 2 on, 2 outs. Stanton in the 10th. So it gets to the 10th. And Litke gave up a run in there on Abraham Toro. I was just waiting for that guy to beat us. Just waiting. And Stanton comes up, 2 outs. And I just have no confidence. Oh, can we talk about – I'm sorry, I jumped. So we're down 1-0. We have the bases loaded, nobody out. Against Diego Castillo, our father. This guy is our father. Judge comes up and hits an absolute seed to left field. Just right at him. Okay, fine. We got the run in. Judge is really upset with himself. I understand. Blah, blah, blah. So you know who comes up next? Swings first pitch and hits into an inning-ending double play? Yeah. Giancarlo Stanton. Thanks. So, after that at-bat, I was not feeling Giancarlo Stanton coming up in a big spot. He came up in a big spot, and he did the job. And I was stunned. Tied the game at 2. And then probably one of the gutsiest performances that we've seen here behind heel, Albert Abreu coming in to that, 11th inning?
Top of the 11th.
And just shutting down.
So hype. God.
He's a young pitcher. He's going to get hit hard sometimes. But I'm just looking at this guy. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this guy just depressed in the dugout. You just feel bad for the guy. I just gave up 8 runs. But sorry. that Albert Abreu has stuff, and you want him to be in the bullpen next year because you want to see him make that leap. When you're throwing 100 and it's moving, get him in the bullpen. If he can throw strikes, and he did. I'm at one point today, he had 22 strikes out of 26 pitches. The guy can throw strikes, which is good. So yeah, he did a great job. Gardy comes up, hits the walk-off. Gardy's clutch. I believe it was his 8th walk-off hit for the Yankees since 2008 when he got called up. So, it's just another moment where
whenever you think he's dead, he just comes out and gets clutch.
Up, and he had an at-bat before that where he just had a great at-bat. It didn't result into anything, but comes up then and then works a great at-bat, base hit, gets into an early 2-strike count, gets the job done. And I mean, you saw the thing with the Gallo where he's talking to Gallo right before the at-bat. He goes and hits a home run, and then he has a moment like this. He's a veteran. He's supposed to be our fifth outfielder every year, and he ends up being the starter. And people get mad at him because they expect more. They're like, I want Guardy out. I want Guardy out. Guardy should be here. We just need someone better. And we do have people better. They're just injured.
The personnel for Guardy to play the role that he's supposed to play. And he
Exactly.
plays it.
And let's not forget, this guy had 28 home runs 2 years ago. 28 home runs. I bet your left fielder didn't hit 28 home runs this year. Whoever's talking smack. Brett Gardner hit 28 home runs 2 years ago. Put that on his name. You better go a little quicker.
Can't say enough about, move a little quicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Heaney.
Oh, blew it up at the beginning. 4 earned runs through 2 innings, but
I think he gave up 1 hit in his next 4 innings.
Insane. He got through 6, kept us in it.
He struck out 9 batters.
The offense hasn't been great, but Judge hit a bomb in the first, so we were down 4-1 until the 6th. Then we just put some at bats together. Rugi hit another porch job.
Shot down the line, off the Adrian Beltre-esque.
Yes, sir. And then Glaber put a ball in play. I don't really know what the outfielder was doing, but he fell and Glaber ended up on third, so it was great. Higgy drove him in with a double. First and third, 1 out. Rizzo hits a sharp grounder right at the first base bag. It gets snagged, and the guy steps on the bag, and DJ's smart enough to hang in the pickle and allow the run from third to score to give us the lead 5-4.
Great baseball play. First time on the bases this year. I was impressed.
Very impressive. And then
that guy didn't have much of a play. France.
He just
stood
there and let the run score is exactly what he had to do.
Well, the thing is, your initial reaction as a first baseman is when the ball's hit hard at you, you're going to step on first base as fast as possible and try to get the force out at second base. And that's what I always did. But in this situation, he actually needed to go to second first to actually try to turn the double play. But instead, he hits the bag. He's got to get the force out. He has to tag out LeMahieu. And in the same sequence, the runner's scoring. So that was big. And the fact that was the difference in the game. It just proved having Anthony putting the ball in play. I thought
we were gonna need more runs, and then Holmes, J-Rod, and Loizaga.
Holmes, it was just gross.
It shut it down. 5-4 win. Sometimes it comes down to the difference between a smart player or two in the game, and that was definitely one of them.
I think we actually forgot to talk about how Gary Sanchez got COVID as well.
He did. And our catchers have gotten maybe 3 million bases stolen on them since he left.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out from a fan perspective. The Royals have probably stolen 30 bags this week.
Oh, and Urshela got hurt too. Forgot to mention that.
He's been hurt, I feel like.
Since the Marlins series.
Yeah.
Which we
might have even mentioned that last episode. It's been a long time. But he had a setback. He was supposed to be back today, actually.
Yeah.
Setback. Not going to see him this week. We would have been really nice to have him for the White Sox series. But, Rugi stepped in. He's made, I think, 1 error. But hasn't really.
Terrible. He's terrible at playing third base.
He hasn't, bit us yet, though. Well, we have looked sloppy. We need Gio Urshela.
Didn't Rugi give up an error in some loss recently, and it opened the floodgates? Didn't he botch the game you were at, which is the game that we'll talk about right now?
Yeah, game 4. That game. We could have played that game all day, all night. We just weren't going to hit the ball. I don't know what it was. They just didn't even get the ball.
He's got to make the play because then
for sure. It was a one hopper. We need Gio back. I don't know what's going on. They need him back, but we're still winning games, so I'm not going to.
No, this was the game before. This was the game where we found out Anthony Rizzo got COVID, so Luke Voigt's back up. You want Luke Voigt to do everything that he can to give the Yankees a tough decision so that when Rizzo comes back, they're thinking about, what do we do here? Not that I want them to do something like that, but I want Voigt's value back up. If that's all it's going to be, I want Voigt to play his value back up, because if we do in fact have to move him, I want teams to see that he's still the Luke Voigt of last season. And I mean, his last few games, I mean, he had a really rough game 4. Pretty sure he went over. He had multiple opportunities.
That's like 7 runners base.
And he left in, a small village on base, as Josie McFly would say. It's just a small village.
He was pressed. What are you going to do? First game back after the trade.
First game back, guy gets called up out of nowhere. But Louis Hill, baby, 5 innings.
30.
After going 6 scoreless, the first guy.
30.
First guy in Yankees history since I believe 1909, since Slow Joe. I'll pull up his name, but it's just crazy what the guy's been doing. Slow Joe Doyle was the last person to do that, and Louis Heel has been dominant, and you can just tell. I mean, he does get sent down, but he's not going to pitch for the next 5 days. I don't know why people were going crazy about why Luis Heel got sent down. He's just going to get called back up.
You just got to relax sometimes, honestly. Like
I'm just very encouraged to see what we've seen. The guy coming in, his biggest, setback, maybe not setback, but his one major concern was his control, and he's looked pretty controlled.
3 walks through 2 starts, 11 innings.
So I mean that's at the biggest level. And those are important games. So, I mean, he did a great job. Too bad we didn't hit, because we should have. Had a bad error in the first inning, but then we got out of it. So,
one thing I wanted to touch on this game, there was a situation, we had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and the ump stopped Kikuchi, the Mariners pitcher, twice, and gave like this motion, like he was rolling through his pitches. And I couldn't figure out why he wouldn't just call the balk. He got like 2 warnings, it seemed like.
And talk about balks. I mean, we've seen multiple.
And in the Royals series, we get just every ticky-tacky balk called, it felt like. But I just never had seen something like that, where twice with a runner on third, they're going to like give him a warning like we're in high school. It didn't make sense.
Oh, they give him a warning?
It seemed like it. He called time and then went like I don't know what he was doing, but everyone thought it was like he was rolling through his motion, like when you don't all the way come set. So I was very confused. It could have been something I was missing. I was hoping you knew like.
No, I didn't see it.
But he just kept going like this, and then wouldn't do anything. And I
mean, we got so unlucky. You had the Higgy ball driven to the track that Jared Kelenic made like a,
that was insane.
Like a Wes Welker, if he had caught the ball in the Super Bowl catch. I mean, just like completely changed direction and just caught it. I mean, Jared Kelenic, I think the Yankees woke up Jared Kelenic.
Oh, he looked very good.
He looked very good.
He got thrown out of this game.
He did?
Yeah, he was arguing a bad strike call, and I think in the 6th or the 7th, it was an awful strike call. It was like this high.
Oh, I think I saw that. But yeah, I mean, just a bad game all around. And we got to go play Kansas City. Jameson Tyone, man. I mean,
we had our ace.
6 innings. 1, was it an unearned run? Was it earned?
Check that for you.
4 hits. How many Ks?
No earned runs. Holy smokes. I didn't even catch that.
No earned runs.
4 Ks.
4 Ks. It is what it is, but he just keeps rolling. He just keeps going. And I love it.
Can't be so.
We didn't score a run till the 7th inning, which wasn't good.
No one did. The 7th, and then Voigt got a hit, and then they tied it. Judge got a hit. They tied it. Voigt with a 2-out bomb in the top of the 9th to go ahead. They tie it. Higgy sack fly and Guardy base it. So it's like, all right, we're up 5-3. We'll close it. They tied again. DJ double, bases juiced after some good at-bats. Tyler
Lopez takes one off the jaw.
Right off the face, and Wade scores from second. Wandy comes in. Looked like he was going to blow it again. They had 2 on 2 out, down 2.
He got 2 outs quickly and then gave up like a single and then like a run score, and then he gave up another single. And then Carlos Santana, who I am scared of.
So
I
do.
come to the plate and I'm terrified. And finally got a ground ball out. So
Yeah,
4
no.
blown saves in one game and we still win. I mean, this team, you could go back at the end and be like, what is going on? Like, how is this team like, why are we even at, like, I don't understand. All these the no hitter and the triple plays, and then a game like this, and all those blown leads with the 4-run leads in the ninth inning, like it just doesn't make any sense. It's just a very weird season. I thought last year was going to be a weird season. This one's even weirder, and we didn't even play 100 games last year.
So
Yeah, not done talking about that game. This next game, I mean, Salvador Perez was just Salvador Perez. We didn't get him out. We walked him twice in the first game. Coming in, he only had 13 walks on the season. We walk him twice, so that's nice. You know what I realized, and my dad said to me, he is just so much better than Gary. Just so much.
I mean, he's all of
I mean,
fame.
he's sitting like, well, yeah, he's he's on the track, but 280 hitter, 29 home runs this year. Guy's got like over 70 RBIs. Like this is the Gary that we thought we had. Well, this is what we saw in 2017 from Gary. Similar batting average, similar home run count, etc. Gary fell off. I mean, Salvador Perez, fan favorite. I always wanted Salvador Perez. After Gary Sanchez started plummeting, thought Salvi was our guy.
He's a lifer. He's a Royal.
He got re-signed. So, I mean, the Royals are going to keep him. That's their guy. That's their fan favorite. He's the face of their franchise. It is what it is. He's the only guy from that 2015 team that's stayed on the team the entire time. I know Davis and Holland are back, but besides the point, Salvador Perez is just a beast. He hit the home runs off Nezzy. It is what it is. Oh, can we talk about the Loizaga balk thing? So the guy shift his leg. This is the first game. He shifts his leg, and they call a balk. He didn't care about the runner on second base. He wasn't trying to entice the hitter at all. He wasn't trying to make a play at second, or he wasn't even going into his motion. He just wanted time. He was stepping off, and they call a balk.
It's like,
can we get a little clarity on the rule? Like the balk is when you try to throw off the hitter, or like you're going into your motion and then you stop. You can't do that. But he wasn't going into his motion. It was such a subtle move. So subtle.
it's like a typical just look at me call where the ump just isn't making enough noise in the game. Just has to do something bold. Like you see it in basketball, they'll just throw like a charge and do the whole aggressive like thing when it just wasn't a charge. Or in football, just like I don't even know, call some like stupid infraction that isn't even real. And in baseball, it's just the balk. Like you just call a typical like not.
And it's like the infield umpire. It's like
I don't even is
are you even watching?
me?
No, the umpire.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm saying. It's just a straight like ego call. It seemed like it just didn't make any sense. They got to refine the rule a little bit. I feel like the umps get like literal with it, and it's like, dude, like there's some human element to this, Like I don't know. I don't know. It was very ticky tacky and had a huge impact on the game. And Boone went ballistic, which I liked. But
yep, he did. And well, I mean, he had to go berserk. So yeah, game 2 we lose is what it is. Writings came in and just fell apart. Game 3 today, we had to jump on Brady Singer. He struggled all year, gave up, I believe, 7 runs in 2 innings to the Orioles his last start. And we did. Jumped on him. We had like 11 hits through like 5 innings, 6 innings.
Voit and Rugi had big 2-out hits.
Tyler Wade looks like Tyler Wade, just give him a shot.
Oh my God. Down. What is going on here?
Torres got hurt.
Him and Rugi, the way they were just driving the ball today, Rugi like went oppo. I thought he looked like he almost hit it out to like left center. And Wade's just hitting the ball everywhere, walking or hitting them every single time, stealing bases, making just unnecessary diving catches. We'll ignore it because he's doing well. like I don't know what's gotten into him. I really don't. I like it though. It's great. But yeah, it's just another spark. Loved it.
I mean, just another win. Not much to really say. I mean, Ruben Odor makes 2 errors at 2 different positions today. I mean, Carlos Santana came up with another chance to tie the game. Last time was to win, but this was another chance to tie, and then we turned a double play. But game-ending double play, and Rugi just flips it as if like, what was that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's move on to our trust tree, and then we'll call it a night. So of the guys that we have up right now, this is a scratch list, so this could be one guy a little too off wrong. Of the guys in their bullpen right now, it's Green, Loizaga, Britton, Jolie, Wandy, Litke, Abreu, Kerner, Riddings, and Grisky. All right. My number one guy, my number one trust guy right now is J-Lo. It's Johnny Loizaga. What do you think I was going to say?
Well, Chad Green's at the top of it on the dock, so
I was just writing him out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, Loizaga is my number one guy. How about you? Agree?
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
Number 2, right now, Chad Green. Chad Green's my number 2 guy. Chad Green's my number 2 guy because look at the other names. Chad Green's my number 2 guy. Chad Green pitches so much.
They overuse him. It's like
I trust him. I need to see Chad Green pitch in the game before I can say, all right, he doesn't have it, he's gonna get shelled. Or like today in his first inning, he was just throwing dots like curveballs for a strike, and you just knew that he had it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
There's some days where he comes in and just throws flat fastballs, and you're like, okay. But going into it, initial reaction when Green's getting put in, he's got to be my number 2 guy.
If I trust Green in the 7th more than Britton in the 8th, but I trust Britton in the 8th more than Green in the 8th.
Okay.
I feel like Green folds. I feel like he needs to be in his
Green folds in save situations too.
In his like not like mid leverage, because it's like high leverage still with the way the game's played now with starters going 5 innings. But he needs to be in that like 6th or 7th inning.
Did we ever mention that Chapman got hurt? I mean, left shoulder inflammation. I mean, this team is just so injured. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that.
I forgot to. We've just been all over the place, but that throws a wrench into it for sure.
Because you're forced to use Green, Loizaga, Britton in a save situation. And really, Zach Britton, buddy, he had like 55 close or saves like, 5 years ago? Like, can you not close a game anymore? I was encouraged by Zach Britton.
He's been a heart attack recently. I'll just
think Britton, the thing about Britton and the knock on Britton this year has been his velocity. And today, I saw him throw 96. The fact that he has 96 in the tank is encouraging. It's the injury. I wanted to say, oh, get Zach Britton out of here. But now that I'm thinking about it, the injury that he had at the beginning of the year sets him back so much, and then he gets hurt again. He's been injured twice. He goes into the season hurt, comes back, gets a hamstring injury. So we got to go do it all over again. So a healthy offseason. I mean,
he's been getting ground balls lately that he wasn't getting earlier, and it kind of makes sense because he just didn't have innings. Where, like you're saying, these injuries are kind of messed with his year.
Yeah, it wasn't like he had a whole bunch of innings and then got hurt again. It was like 5 innings, and then he gets hurt in Boston and he's done. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give him more of a leash, but like right now in these games, I can't. It's kind of like playing Ruben Odor at third base. It's like, why are we playing him at third base? Like, what is that doing for us? Is there a reason DJ LeMahieu's not playing third base. Is there something we don't know about?
Well, it's that like injury he had before where he just came back from, I think. Right?
But he's got to. We talked about this. He's got to cover more range at second base. He's got to cover whole, side of the infield.
I don't know.
Third base where he's got to, cover in front of him.
I'm just gonna assume that there's a reason.
Tell us then. Like, what? Tell us.
I mean, they don't gotta tell us everything. Like, if Rougned Odor is playing third base, part of me is just like, there's a reason, and I'll just let it go because there's a reason. Because there can't not be a reason. Because that would.
Can you really let it go when the guy keeps making errors? All right, we're talking about reliever trust tree.
At the end, I put Britton over Green right now. Just the way, like when I watch him, I'm confident he's going to get that ground ball and get us out of the inning. Green, it's like, I know he's good, but he could come in and throw 96 middle and just get cranked. So
I just hate how Britton any leadoff man is on base. It doesn't matter. The leadoff man is always on base. The thing with Green is he could strike out the first guy. The leadoff man's never his issue. It's not really Chad Green not finding the plate. That's really not his problem. And I can't stand relievers who can't find the plate because they give me, anxiety. So that's why Britton's my number 3 guy.
Fair.
Number 4, Albert Abreu. No, Albert Abreu / Riddings.
Really?
For 4, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Right? Like who?
I'm not putting Licky there. Licky is not.
Oh,
Licky's
third to last, by the way.
His ERA is so deceiving.
He's atrocious. He came in that game on Sunday, and I was
error by Odor.
Huh?
Oh, dude,
there's
just so much that has happened. The Gardy and then Odor did it today. The Gardy slaps. You didn't see that?
What are they doing? They're just giving each other concussions now. My buddy texted me. He's like, with this injury history, this new celebration is not going to go well. Next 30 minutes, Rizzo's on the COVID IL. I was like, thanks, dude.
All right. So 4 or 5. I'll go Jolie. I'll go Litke. I'll go Wandy. I'll go Kerner and Krisky.
Yeah.
So in total, I'll go.
I'd put. You gotta put Wandy. Riddings is after whoever. Loizaga, for me, Britton, Green. I guess Abreu, geez. And then whoever's pitching better out of Wandy and Jolie, and then Riddings, and then the other one of those two. And then Licky, Kerner, Krisky, Nelson.
All right. My list: Loizaga, Green, Britton, Albert / Kerner.
Kerner. You mean Riddings?
Whoa, sorry. Brain is a little tired. I'll start again. Loizaga, Green, Britton, Albert Abreu / Riddings. And then I'll go Jolie, Litke, Wandy, Kerner, Krisky. And that's it. There's my reliever trust tree. But I mean, it's got to change eventually.
Where would you put Holmes if he was in there?
Holmes, he's definitely above Wandy.
I would put him literally he's in that
Abreu. He's / Jolie. I mean, I actually trust him more than Jolie because the ground ball effect.
Yeah, he's yeah.
So that's
the same concept as what Britton does. It's just Britton and Holmes hasn't done it consistently yet. But they're trying to do the same thing, I feel like.
Ozzie Albies hit a game-winning 3-run home run. Yay. Baseball. And we had a chance to pick up J.B. Wendelken, who was a good reliever for the A's. And with all our COVID issues, waiver claim maybe, Yankees, hello. This guy had a 1.8 ERA last year, 25
Isn't
innings.
it the worst teams get the highest priority, though?
Maybe. That might be it.
The Diamondbacks got him.
He was controllable through 24 too. So maybe that. I think
that's insane that they just cut him. What is that?
I don't know. Seems like a Rays kind of move, but
yeah, like what?
Stop trying to be the Rays because it never works. All right. Well, I mean that caps off another episode of the Monument Park podcast. Tomorrow, Field of Dreams game should be good. Lance Lynn is pitching, which is not good actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we should just straight head off to US Cellular Field or whatever the place is called, because I don't see how we win tomorrow. I really don't. Andrew Heaney has to pitch. He has to take those last 4 innings, and he's got to just replicate. He's just got to put it into tomorrow's start. The bullpen is taxed. It just is. These are the dog days of August where you have no off days. So at least we have an off day after this first one. And we just got to keep playing. We got the Sox, and then we got the other Sox. So
we have
really got to buckle down.
In between that, we have a 1-game set against the Angels.
Against the Angels. That's right. It's a makeup game. So tomorrow, not feeling too confident. We get Cease, and then we get Giolito. We're supposed to face Rodon the first game, but we're not. So it should be good. The Field of Dreams game should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It should just be cool, just the visual. And I don't know what else to say. Just
keep it rolling. I don't know. This is getting fun. We're getting to mid-August and we're still in it.
Season's not over yet, I guess. Even though I said it over was 3 episodes ago. But all right. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching. I'm sure we'll see you guys a little sooner than this past episode. See you next week. Peace.
Yeah.